2. What's good? It's your boy. Everything water and water is everything my familiar. I got for you guys a 5 most overpowered hunter exotic in Destiny 2 Lightfall. Now, there's a lot of exotics for hunters, and we're gonna bring you guys 5s. Now, PvP and PvE is both gonna count for the category, so we're gonna give you guys 5 exotics that are good for both PvP and PvE, or some of them might just be so good for PvE that it makes the list. But yeah, if you got this video, man, please leave a like, subscribe. It's your boy Everything Water. Let's get straight to the video. Coming in at number 5, we have the Young Hammer. Now, the Young Hammer increases trip mines, grenade durations, and blast radius. Ability damage grants trip mine grenade energy. This exotic is a very good exotic for PvP, especially because with PvP, what this exotic does first, let's talk about what this exotic does. What this exotic does, if you use a throw a knife, or if you use trick knife, which gives you basically counts as 3 knives, you're gonna get your trip mine back immediately off hit, not off final blow. So what you do with this exotic is you throw your trip mines, it detonates, you throw your knives, you get your trip mine back, then you throw it again, it detonates, then your trip mine is going to be coming back again because you're already going to have it half full after the first detonate, then it detonates again. Now you keep this going until you basically run out of whatever you run out of. This is so good for PvP because trip mines are one of the best grenades in PvP because you can put them anywhere. And with this exotic too, trip mines for PvP and PvE last so much longer on the ground. You can literally be dead in PvP and your grenade will still be there and kill an enemy. That's how overpowered this is for PvP, and that's why it's at our number 5. Now, there is other exotics that are better than this, but in terms of PvP, this is top 2. Coming at number 4, we have the Star Eater Scales. Now, this exotic is what I call a universal exotic. Basically, what this exotic does, it buffs your super for every orb of power you pick up when you have full super. So this exotic is universal because the effects, it can be used in any other subclass. If it's Strand, if it's Arc, if it's Void, if it's Stasis, if it's Solar, this is a universal. It's not that good in PvP, or probably nobody uses it at all in PvP, but because this exotic is so good in PvE and it buffs all your super dramatically to the point where you can use the Celestial Nighthawk, which is a good exotic for the golden gun, and use Star Eater Scale, and you probably won't even see missing in damage. That's how good a Star Eater Scale is. Star Eater Scale was so overpowered for hunters with Gathering Storm, they had to nerf it. That's how good this buffs your super for any super, so it's crazy. And that's gonna be our number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have the Assassin's Cowl. Now, this exotic right here is the best stealth solo exotic in the game for hunters by far. This exotic does everything you need it to do when you're playing a solo. If you're doing, especially in Lost Sectors, I finished Lost Sectors in 2-3 minutes. Sometimes I try other builds because I get bored of completing Lost Sectors because of how good this Assassin Cowls is. It can be used in any, and this is another universal exotic too, which at first I thought it was so good with Arc that I only used it for Arc, but you can use it for Strand melees. You can literally use your Strand grapple, melee them, kill any enemies, and go invisible. Then do it again. So that's how overpowered this is. You can go it for any subclass. That's why it's a universal, and that's why it's at number 3. Now, you guys already know what number 1 and 2 is, but let's get into number 2. Coming in at number 2, we have the Falcons Humber. Now, this is by far, in my opinion, was the best hunter exotic in the game for any level of content, for PvP, PvE, mid-tier gameplay, end game, strikes, whatever you want to do. This has everything. This is probably the most versatile exotic in the game for hunters. Maybe it might be one of the most versatile exotics in the game in general. It does everything you need it to do. You get kills with this exotic. It buffs your void weapon. You go invisible after going invisible. As long as you get kills while you have voluntary rounds, you're gonna go invisible. It gives you voluntary rounds. which also buffs your voided weapons. So now you got stealth, you got damage, and you're just constantly going to be on that infinitely as long as you kill an enemy, as long as you get a final blow. So this exotic is overpowered. And PvP is the same thing. You kill an enemy, you get granted invisibility. Invisibility is really good because you're not on the radar for PvP. And PvE, we don't have to go off this. This has been one of the best exotics for hunters for a long time. But coming in at number 1, we have the most overpowered exotic for hunters in Destiny 2 Lightfall, the Omni Oculus. This is by far the best endgame exotic for hunters, and by a long shot. Not only do you have infinite invisibility for you and your fire team, you also gain resistance to a point where your enemy can die and you can literally be in front of a boss and literally revive him, throw down your melee, and boom, you get invisible. You gain 60% resistance to any damage that they do. So that's crazy. And in PvP is the same thing. You're able to make your whole team invisible. It's infinite. As long as you're hitting 1 or 2 of your fire team members, you are always gonna have your melee back. And on top of that, you get 2. So you can literally throw one at the enemies, throw another one at you and your teammates, you get the 2 back. Then throw that at the enemy, throw another one at you and your teammate, you get the 2 back. It's so overpowered. For PvP, it just makes the whole team invisible, and you also gain a lot of resilience for that. So this makes it the best exotic and the most overpowered exotic for hunters. So these are the 5 most overpowered exotics for hunters in Destiny 2 Lightfall. Again, if you guys like this type of video, man, please leave a like and subscribe. We are at 200 subscribers. We're going crazy. I really appreciate everybody that subscribes and give my channel some time. Another thing, this is for the end mark. I have a lot of comments. I want you guys to know something, that I've started taking Destiny 2 serious in February, so I'm not really up to date with a lot of things, so my apologies. And another thing, man, if you guys see me messing up and I don't edit it out, because I want this to be, I'm not really good at scripts. I'm not really good at reading scripts and stuff like that. So I want you guys to know that this is real. Like, this is just me. No mess up, no nothing. But yeah, so if you guys wondering why I don't read scripts, or I might be messing up my wordings, because I do this at one take, or I keep on taking. I don't really edit too much things out my voice when I'm doing a voiceover. Just want to give you guys that head ups and stuff like that. You know, I'm gonna leave it to the ending, so you know you can click off after this part. It's a little rant for anybody that's new. But yeah, I'm glad I'm good in the Destiny 2 community. You know, I'm growing, and we're going to continue to grow. I got some more videos for you guys. So if you guys like this type of video, man, please leave a like and subscribe. It's your boy Everything Water, my familia. And I'm out.